To Euro 2016 now, and the football has once again been marred by violence. Brawls erupted between the fans of Germany and Ukraine ahead of their match. Dozens of Germans clashed with Ukrainian fans in the French city of Lille. Both sides threw chairs before fleeing the area. Police did detain a couple of German supporters. Now, the latest violence follows 3 days of fights between fans and police in Marseille. Well, Sarah, Morice has been following the Euro 2016 tournament from the French capital. She joins us now from Paris. Sarah, it's tough talking there from UEFA. It would be unprecedented for certainly two teams to be disqualified from a tournament whilst the tournament's in action. I mean, how bad has the violence been?
Well, it certainly is marring this event. And, you know, we had more violence yesterday and last night. Another game, another round of fan violence, this time between the Ukrainian and German fans. Now, it wasn't nearly as bad as the violence you just mentioned there between the Russians and the English. But nonetheless, 2 people were injured. Chairs were thrown, punches were thrown, bottles were thrown. And I think now 63 people all up have been arrested for violence since this tournament started. So it certainly is what I guess the tournament is being remembered for, which is not what the authorities want. You mentioned there UEFA is taking disciplinary action against the Russians. Well, I can tell you they'll decide what that disciplinary action is here in Paris on Tuesday, so we will be hearing about that.
Organisers have come under fire, haven't they, from some quarters for a lack of segregation inside the stadiums. Is security likely to be stepped up, do you think, following the events that we've seen over this weekend?
Indeed, and I think it already has. There was a game here last night between Turkey and Croatia, and while there was no fan violence, a Croatian supporter did manage to get across the barrier, run onto the pitch and celebrate with the Croatians as they scored their goal. Now, big questions being asked how on earth that could happen when security is meant to be so tight. And security was even stepped up last night here in Paris. The police presence was certainly a lot bigger last night than it was for the opening game on Friday night. And the authorities here are looking at other measures outside security to perhaps make the job a little bit easier inside the stadium. They're calling on alcohol bans to be put in place around stadiums and around fan zones on match days and in the lead up to match days. They want to ban alcohol in shops, in public spaces as well. And they're asking cafes to stop serving alcohol in drinking vessels like glasses, which can later be used to be used as missiles between the fans if they do get violent. So certainly I think you know, security is certainly a big priority for the Parisians, for the French and for the organisers of this tournament, even so much so that the British have now offered to send over police. Now, I don't think that offer will be taken up, but you know, the French are saying we have got 90,000 security and police personnel on the ground here in France for the duration of this tournament, and we will be using them. And I think they're changing their strategy slightly because they have been accused of perhaps not dealing very well with the fan violence, but now it's their priority.
OK, Sarah, thank you very much.